Hello, everybody. Welcome to Book Study. We are in the book Get Over Your Dang Self, and we are going to be jumping into chapters 11 and 12 tonight. Before we do that, just a reminder, there's 2 weeks left after tonight. I cannot believe it. So we will meet next week, chapters 13 and 14, and then the following week is convention, so no book study. And then the last week will be on June 30th. We will wrap up the book with chapters 15 and 16. So tonight, chapters 11 and 12. So the first one is the bull crap we tell ourselves. So guys, we've talked about in previous chapters objections, right? The objections that our prospects give us, the things that we hear from our people as they're sharing. But what about your own objections? Maybe when you heard those chapters, you were thinking about all the people in your life that have given you objections, but what about the ones that go through your mind all the time? And some of you might not even realize that you're actually doing it, but tonight we're going to uncover that because any excuses or lies that you guys are believing are going to drip over into your business. It's going to affect your belief. It can affect how you show up. It can even affect how you work with your people or coach your people. But the good news is that you can move past these things and you can rock this business and truly become the person you were meant to be if you're willing to learn and grow through these things. So I think about plants. I love my plants. They do not always thrive. I always go into each spring so excited. And you guys, right now, I think it like 50% have yellow leaves and I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. Like I did the water, the sun, the fertilizer, and it's just not working. But anyways, I think about plants, you guys, and our roots, our thoughts, these lies, these thoughts actually become our beliefs. When you think about a certain thought so many times over and over, that becomes a belief, believe it or not. And so what can happen is those beliefs, those lies, those non-truths can take root in your mind. And so a lot of us or some of us could go through this business, and when you have this negative thought, you can just like shove it aside, not really work through it. Just, I'm fine. Like, I don't, it's fine. But guys, the truth is it's going to just keep coming back up and coming back up. So it's really important that any lies or untruths that you identify tonight, you've got to be able to take time, reflect, analyze, why am I thinking these thoughts? Where did this come from? It really reminds me of Bob Heilig. He does a lot of this, red light stories. But you got to be able to pull it out by the root and replace it with a truth, because otherwise that root's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. So I love thoughts. I love mindset. And we're going to dig into that tonight. So the first thought that you might have, or non-truth or non-belief or lie, is I don't have time for this. And so what she said is, if you say that, I don't have enough time in the day, I don't have time for this, you're actually saying, I haven't made this a priority. And that kind of hurts. So until you guys make this business a priority, you will continue to have time management problems. And you will continue to have reasons why you should not work your business, why you should just avoid your work today, why you can just save it till tomorrow, why you should buffer instead. Buffering is like going and doing laundry, going and sweeping the floor, going on a walk, going and making cookies, because that feels like it's easy, it's fun, and you're avoiding your business. So that's buffering. So the truth is, you guys, is that we make time for the things that are important to us. And so if you're wanting to build a successful business with Plexus, you're going to have to make Plexus one of your top priorities. And if it's not, that's okay. But when you tell yourself that you don't have time, replace it with Plexus is just not a priority to me. And let yourself sit in that and see if you're okay with that. So maybe this business is your priority. We hope it is. We've got to make sure that your why is big enough to outweigh any excuse, distraction, scary thought, thing you have to do, get out of your comfort zone. And I kind of think of a scale. Your why should be so heavy on the scale that no matter what comes here, distractions, negative thoughts, I'm not capable of doing this, excuses, busy summertime things, no matter how heavy that stuff is, this is still going to win. because your why is bigger than everything else out there. So maybe you need to go back to your why. That's okay. It's always evolving. Take time to think about what excites me the most. Why did I start Plexus? What am I working towards? How am I going to feel when I hit the next rank? And really take time to emotionally connect to that again. Now let's say that you are all in, this is a priority, but you're just not moving in your business. You're not seeing the rank ups happen. You're not seeing yourself move forward. You're not getting joins. What's going wrong? You're probably not spending the right amount of time in the right place. You're probably spending too much time in the wrong place or not enough time in the right place. So 80% of your time should be on your own work, your own IPA. Number one job is to recruit, bring in new people. This business is a revolving door. People are going to come in, people are going to leave. If you don't want the pain of people leaving all the time, you've got to be bringing in new people every single month. We kind of make a rule that you want to go silver each month, right? So trying to bring in 3 people, and that will help when someone turns off their sub or decides to stop or decides that just sharing is not for them anymore. So 80% on your own work, also working with your newbies. You've got to handhold. You got to assume that people coming in have absolutely no clue how to do this. And you do. If you're here and you're silver and above, you know how to help someone else go silver. So work with your newbies hand in hand. And then pay yourself first, right? So take time to do your growth, to do your IPA, to do your social media, because that's what's going to ultimately bring you in a paycheck, no matter what your team is or is not doing. You got to take care of what you can control instead of micromanaging. I did this for a long time in my business. I still find myself doing it sometimes, where I'll get really involved in the details and making sure people are doing things right. And while I'm doing that, I get so distracted and forget to do my own work and bring more people in. And it stalled my team and my business for a long time. So I'm finally getting out of that and realizing at the end of the day, it's what I do consistently every single day. That's the only thing that I can control. So you are going to set the pace for your team. So make sure that you are showing up and doing the consistent work, because they're going to see you doing that and they're going to want to do that too. It's our job to lead from the front. And that means being consistent with our IPA each day. And then last thing is do the hard things first. So if you guys have something you're dreading, oh my gosh, I got to do that welcome call, or, oh, I still got to send that business message, or I got to set up that event. Do it first, because then you're not thinking about it all day long, right? If you think about the 5-second rule from Mel Robbins, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just go. Your brain within 5 seconds can decide from I'm going to do it to I'm not going to do it. So you just have to count back from 5 and go and do it before you change your mind.
Yes. I'm just going to add a little bit what you were talking about, micromanaging. I do that so easily, because you get a new business builder in and you're just so excited. You're like, oh, I'm going to help them and do all the things, and you're working and you're helping them produce. But I can easily forget to do my own IPA. Y'all, I love those accountability sheets for that reason. I have a big board above my head, and that accountability sheet, I may not fill it out every single day, but it is staring at me every single day. And so that kind of takes me into the next one. It says, I'm talking to enough people, but I'm not getting results. There are so many times in my business where I have thought that I was messaging a lot of people because I was thinking about messaging them, or maybe I was helping my team, because I do a lot of 3-way chats with people on my team, like my level 1s and 2s. So the question is, are you keeping up with how many people you are messaging every day? And I think you're enough, first off, define enough, but that really just depends on your recruiting goals. Like if you're recruiting 3 people consistently each month, are you keeping up with how many people you have to reach out when you actually hit those 3? Get those 3 each month. So it's really important. And if you are wanting to have 6 people, if you're not keeping up with how many people that you're talking to every day, then how would you know how much you need to increase? So it's really, really important, y'all, to be tracking how many messages you're sending out, whether it's every day or every week. because you're not going to know if you're just going by what you're keeping in your brain. Like, I done talked to a lot of people in my head all day today. So I have recently just started back writing down every single person on a piece of paper, Abby. That probably makes her cringe, because I like to see that I did my number of people reach out each day. So definitely keep up with how many you're reaching out. So you will know if you're reaching out to enough.
All right, I'm really confused because I thought I was doing that.
Oh, did it? I'm talking to enough people, but I'm not getting results. Yeah, it kind of leads into that.
Okay. I'm like, did I accidentally switch colors or something?
No. And I did so I'm talking to enough people, but I'm not getting results. Well, my thing is, I did read yours, but my thing is, like, if you're talking to enough people, how do you know it's enough people? Like, I mean, it kind of is the same thing almost. Go ahead. Say all the smart things.
I was like, this sounds familiar. I'm like, maybe I copied my paragraph twice or something. Well, another point we were going to talk about was just, when someone says, okay, go recruit some more people. No, I've recruited enough. I'm good. Like, what is enough? Like, it's not definable. Yes, it's a word. It's not definable. So, you guys in general, like I said before, going silver each month, that's a great goal. Now, if you're in your hot and your warm market, you may recruit a lot more than that. Some months in our business are going to be ups and downs. Maybe it's less than 3, but trying to go for 3. Because again, this is kind of back to what we said, but revolving door, right? People will come and leave. If you want to have a paycheck that's growing, you got to constantly be bringing in more people. So recruiting is a pillar, right? It's 1/4 of our business. So if you decide, well, that's just enough, and you stop recruiting, you won't have people to duplicate with. You won't have people to retain. Your paycheck is going to start to go backwards.
Yes. The fourth one was, I'm being coachable, but nothing is happening. And y'all, I think the real question is, are you being truthful to yourself? Man, for a solid year with Christina, I thought I was being coachable, but I was not. But I wasn't doing the things that she was challenging me to do to grow. But I love all her self-awareness questions. Like, are you talking to enough people, or are you just thinking or saying that you're talking to enough people? It's the same thing. Are you coachable, or do you just think that you're coachable? When I think about being coachable, it's not just you being willing to get on a coaching call and hear all the smart things that your upline or your sponsor or whatever is saying. It's, are you willing to make the changes that your sponsor is suggesting, even if it's uncomfortable? I mean, are you willing to fail forward? I mean, there was so many times Christina would challenge me to stuff, and man, I would not do it. And so that's being uncoachable. I mean, it really is. So you have to be willing to be bad at something first, so you can eventually be really good at it.
Got to lay down that pride, right? Pride is going to keep us stuck. So if you can be humble and realize, I do have learning to do. They are more successful than me, and they're telling me how to be successful. So it's my choice if I want to stay stuck, the S word, Jill Renfro, or if I'm going to grow forward. It's a choice, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so 5 is, I don't need 3-way calls. And I can definitely relate with this one, because this is one of my biggest objections from the beginning. You guys know my story. I very much fought them. And what I've learned is, it's just a requirement. It's what we do here. 3-way calls are required. It's a non-negotiable. It's customer service. It's how we connect with people. This is a people business, right? So we have to be willing to get on the phone and connect with people and get to know them. And I am not a connector by nature, and this has definitely got me out of my comfort zone in the last 4 years, but now I actually really enjoy these calls. You can hear people's voices, get to know them, ask them good questions, ask them the question. Guys, these 3-way calls are 15-20 minutes max. So make sure you're keeping them short and brief so that you can fit these into your busy days, but they are so worth your time. And if you're thinking, I don't know how to do 3-way calls, there are lots of training videos out there. So April Ann has one. On Freedom Team, you can type in 3-way calls. She goes exactly through what she does on a 3-way call. There's also what to say about the business opportunity on a 3-way call. What to say about the business opportunity on a 3-way call. That's by Brittany Howard. So you can go ahead and start there. There's also the casting vision on a call flow chart. I have it somewhere in my files.
I have it.
Oh yeah.
Here, everything is, I'm telling you, staring at me in the face. Wait. Is that it?
Girl,
Yes, that's it. That's it.
girl, you need some lamination sheets.
Listen, you would die if you saw my desk right now. Don't be judging. It's working so far.
As you pull it out and like uncrump.
It's got like 12 holes right here. It works.
I'm gonna send you a laminated one for your birthday. Okay. Yeah, but have that. You guys can get lamination sheets off of Amazon. Amazon, by the way. I love
Noted.
them. Use them for everything. What?
I said noted. Was that my hint?
Someone shared that with me, otherwise I never would have thought about it. But it is helpful.
Yes.
And so yeah, have that flow chart, you guys, because Christina literally lays out, this is what you say. When they say this, this is where you go. So that's really helpful to have more confidence in your calls when you start doing those.
So another one was, I can only sell products. Y'all, that is 100% not true, because most of the time that was probably every single person's on here first objection, that I can't sell anything. And look at y'all doing the sharing. We won't say sell. So you learn the steps on how to share Plexus. Now the excuse is, I can't get anyone to do this with me, or I can't lead, or I can't help anyone be successful. Yes, you can. If you are willing to learn and if you're coachable, you can. First things first, they have to know about the opportunity. And if you aren't willing to do the welcome call and ask the magic question and share what is possible with this opportunity, then you're never going to have business partners. And here's the thing, a lot of times it's based on fear. And the hard part is trying to find out where that fear is rooted from. So if this is you and you do struggle with talking about the business, then you need to ask yourself this, where is this fear of sharing this opportunity coming from? I was just talking to somebody today about this, how she needed to start being just as passionate, because she is passionate about this opportunity, but it freaks her out talking about the opportunity, but she could sell Plexus to a brick. And so she's like, I need to duplicate what I'm doing and do the same thing, sharing the business. And that is exactly right. And y'all, if this is somebody on your team, it's the same thing. It's your job as their leader to help find out where this fear is coming from. Why won't they share the opportunity? And it's usually almost always a belief issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if your belief is low in sharing the opportunity, the only way you can get better is by going and sharing the opportunity, right? You have to go get into action. You could sit and think about it all day and get all the resources and all the flow charts and all the things, but that is not action. That's motion. You're preparing yourself. That's not making you money. You have to go and send the message, get on the call, do the scary thing, and it will get easier with time. All right, number 7, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to work from appointment to appointment. So this is something I've never struggled with personally. I'm the bossy type. I know what I want. What I was sharing with my team tonight on our accountability calls was if people are open to sharing, people want someone who knows how to lead them. People want someone that's going to come in and tell them how to do this, how to help them be successful, what next step to take. And so you've got to be professional, not pushy. There's a difference, right? Pushy to me is sending a follow-up every 2 days for a year. That's pushy, right? Our follow-up system, not pushy. It's professional. We're doing our job. You're being the confident leader that you want others to see you as. And you can't leave things to chance. That is not working your business like a professional. Leaving things to chance would be hey, check out this video when you get a chance. Instead of, hey, when do you think you'll get 5 minutes to sit down and watch the video? So that is an example of, working appointment to appointment, setting the next thing, working like a professional. It's knowing where your brain space is and not wondering, well, when are they going to watch the video? Or, if I go in and ask them again, that's going to be pushy. No, they said they wanted to watch the video. So go in and follow up and ask them about the video. Yeah, and examples, Terry was writing down some examples too, like when can you watch that video? You know, you're asking them a question. You're not telling them, hey, go watch this video now. You're saying, when can you? So you're asking them a question and they're giving you an answer. So trust that what they're saying, they're going to go and do it, and then hold them accountable to that.
Yeah, I never felt like she was ever being pushy. I mean, it's kind of like somebody saying, when are you going to start the gym? Like, it's like, like it just kind of, I mean, it just helps you make a decision. And so anytime she always said that, I mean, just like this morning, she sent me a podcast and she said, this is so good. I cannot wait for you to listen to it. You're going to love it. When do you have a chance to listen to it? I was like, because I mean, if she hadn't asked me that, I probably just would have added it to my list. But she was like, when do you have a chance to listen to it? So I was like, oh, this must be real important. And so I went and listened to it right then. So just people need help in making decisions. The next one is, I don't have the right network, or I don't know people that would be interested. Well, I feel like that is definitely prejudging people. Christina, she tells this story all the time when she's talking about me, but when she told her husband, her husband and I grew up together, so he knows me well. But when she told him that she was going to have me on her team, he laughed at her and he was like, Terry is not going to do that. She's not going to be doing this business with you. I know she's not confident. She's just not going to do that. And so Christina could have easily said, okay, I'll take your word for it. I mean, easily could have said that, but she was not prejudging. And she kept on following up with me for over a year. And if she had not have done that, a lot of y'all on this group would not even be here. So you just never know when people need what we have. Yeah, that's it. My brain whole spaced out. But I mean, seriously, like today, I messaged somebody a while ago earlier today about our products. And honestly, I almost didn't because, well, for many reasons. And she literally called my phone and she was like, you have no idea. Starts telling me all these things that she's struggling with. To me, she looks completely healthy. And then we start talking about the opportunity. They have plenty of money. I never would have thought about her for the opportunity. So you just can't prejudge anybody. Anybody can do this.
Yes, I had a same situation last week. I almost did not ask someone the question about the income. So I was like, she's telling me about all these vacations she's going on. They just bought a bus and they're renovating it into an RV so their family can travel. I'm like, they don't have money issues. I asked about the money and she said, oh my gosh, yes, we have so much debt we want to pay off.
Wow.
You don't know, guys, until you ask. And then once you ask and you figure out, okay, I know now, instead of always wondering what could have happened.
Well, and a lot of those people who are out doing all the things, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're set. It might mean that they're using credit cards to do all those things. So you just never know.
Very true. Yep. All right, number 9, I don't want to be that person who people want to run from. Well, first off, you guys, I want to say if someone runs from you, they're probably not your person. Just kidding. But nobody wants to be that person, and you don't have to be. At some point in your life, you guys chose, if you struggle with this one, at some point you chose to believe the thought that sharing with others is salesy. Period. Like you just chose to decide this is salesy. And it's just simply not true. We have a gift to offer to people, and some will accept it and some will not. And that's normal. If you are sharing, it's because Plexus has impacted you in some sort of positive way. And there are so many people out there that need this positive impact too. You guys, especially with where our world is right now, people are searching for hope. People are looking for community, for health, for natural solutions, for financial provision. And guess what? We have answers for all of those things. So you may very well run into somebody in person that you've connected with online. I mean, it's pretty much 100%. I have, but honestly, you guys, it's only as awkward as you make it. So let's say, you connect to someone online and keep following up and you're just not able to connect. And then you see them at the store. Well, like I said, it's only as awkward as you make it. And usually it just ends up being fine. And the people say, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to get back to you. So don't create these stories of, well, what if I see them in person? Because it's going to happen and it doesn't have to be awkward. So be proud of who you guys are and what you represent. The more confident that you come across, the more likely your prospects will eventually join you and get on board. But again, it's on their time. So do not give up. Pursue them with love and with determination.
Yes, I love that. I don't know if this is the last one, is it? Nope. I don't have what it takes to be a leader. I'm pretty sure everybody in here or on the Zoom has said that. Y'all, I was thinking about this last night. Who says that? Like, did God tell you that? God literally created us to be leaders. He created us to help lead others to Jesus. That is being a leader. And to me, well, first off, what does leadership mean? John Maxwell says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And to me, it means inspiring others to want to follow you and being confident that you can help them be successful. And also helping build that confidence in them also. I have always been, go back to micromanaging, just micromanaging my team. And just over this past year, instead of being the one to do, I let them do it, like empower them. That is leadership, empowering your team. And I have seen a huge difference in my team. Like, I'm not just always giving them the answers to do the things. I'm helping them and leading them to where they need to go for the information, but I'm just not doing it for them. So that is empowering them and helping to develop them into a leader. And y'all, we're not born with the knowledge to be a great leader, but we all can learn. So if that is something that you are saying to yourself, if you're questioning if you can be a leader, you need to stop it right now. And I say this because this is what I have to do all the time. Replace it with, I can learn the skills I need to be a great leader. Nobody is expecting anybody to be like Brittany or Christina. They have years and, well, they got a lot of years ahead of me. And plus, I'm not them. So if you are silver or gold or senior gold in this company right now, you can teach somebody else or show them the way to become where you are right now. You just teach them the steps it took. That is leadership. You know how you did it, so go teach them exactly step by step how you got there. Help them see their potential, inspire them to want to do this with you. That is what makes you a leader.
Yeah, and I love how you said inspire them to do this with you. We're not just sending off people to go and do their own thing and figure it out, right? That's a special thing about this is we really handhold our people and help them and love them and support them. And so that's the beauty of this. Okay, 11 is this should be easier. Has anybody said that before or thought that? I think we all have at one point. But why? Did someone tell you that network marketing would be super easy? If it was easy and sleazy, everybody would be doing it. So this takes grit. It is, it's hard work, right? It's not hard. I mean, it's simple work, but it's not easy. If you think about marriage, parenting, getting a degree, running a marathon, those things are not easy. So why would we think that building a 6, 7, 8-figure income would be easy? And if you guys really want total freedom with your time and finances, which you do, then you're going to have to make sacrifices now. And that's going to take time, and it's going to take brain work and physical work and, showing up each day, whether you feel like it or not. But I can tell you guys, as someone who is experiencing freedom over here, that it is completely worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I got paid for all those other things that you listed: marriage, parenting, running a marathon. I might would actually run a marathon if somebody would pay me, but I'm not. So, all right. Another one was it's saturated where I live. Y'all, we touched base on this one already. But you will never run out of people. The end. You'll never, ever run out of people. And if you think that you will, you don't even realize what you have here. Remember, we talked about, I think this was last week or the week before, the 4 diamonds, that if you're going to convention, you'll probably meet them. But they all were from the same city, your area is not saturated. You add people. If you're adding people on Facebook every day, add somebody who lives 30 minutes away. You don't even have to add somebody from a different state. I actually have someone who lives an hour away, and she not think she's on this call tonight, but she is growing her own business. I don't even know the people she's recruiting. So just keep in mind, like, add people from different areas, but you can be in the same city and be a diamond, and another person can be a diamond, and another person can be a diamond, because it's been done.
Yes. All right, the last one of chapter 11 is I will make mistakes. You will. You're right. We all make mistakes. We are humans. We fail forward, right? There's a difference between failing and failing forward. Failing forward means I'm learning something from this. Failing is, oh my gosh, I hate this feeling. I'm never doing this again. And so you can choose to either retreat and stay in your comfort zone and not experience all the success that you are created to experience, or you can realize I made a mistake and I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to do better next time. So it's really part of this process, right? We are all a work in progress. Every mistake that we make is an opportunity to grow. And it reminds me of my daughter this morning. She was, our ice machine broke. I like my pink drink with ice. It's been frustrating, but our ice machine broke. And so we're like, okay, well, we have, we don't have ice cube trays. What can we use to make ice? Well, we have these heart muffin tins. It's like a silicone red Valentine's Day heart silicone mold. And so she decided to make heart ice cubes, cutest thing ever. But anyway, she said this morning that she wanted to try some other shapes. So she got out her paper towels, laid them on the counter. She got her little cookie cutters, metal cookie cutters, placed them out and started pouring water into them. Well, what happened? The water went everywhere, right? All over the counter, all over the floor. And I could see that she was kind of nervous I was going to get mad, or, oh my gosh, why did I do this? I made a mistake. And then what I said to her was, Evie, I said, oops, you made a mistake. Now you learn not to do this again. And that was that. So, don't make a big deal about your mistakes. I think it is important to sit back and reflect. I think this is where she gave us some steps for that. Yes. So she said, when you screw up, stop and think about what happened, why it happened, and then what you can learn from it. And then move on. Let it go. Be kind to yourself. I love this, you guys. We can be our own worst critics, right? Be kind to yourself. And this exercise can not only help you avoid the same mistake, but it's going to also be helpful to gain insights, become a better, happier, more fulfilled human. So an example for this would be, maybe your mistake was, I forgot about one of my customers and I didn't check in with them. I think we've maybe all done that before. Why did it happen? Well, I did not enter them into my dough, and I didn't set aside time in my daily work to do my retention. What did I learn from this? Well, I need to be more careful with my organization, and I need to prioritize my customer care each day. Simple as that, right? Move on, go practice it, get better at it. So those were the reasons for why you might think I cannot do this business. So I really want you guys to take time and reflect. Either write, I'll go through them quick right now again, write one down that you identified with most, or 2 or 3 or 10. And then just be honest with yourself and take some time after this call tonight, tomorrow, this weekend, and think through these. Involve your sponsor. Say, hey, I'm really struggling with this one right now, and get to the root, pull out the root so that you guys can move forward in your business. So the ones we talked about was, number 1, I don't have time for this. So write down the one that you identify the most with, or the 2 or the 3. The second one was, I'm talking to enough people, but I'm not getting results. Third one was, I've recruited enough people. Fourth was, I'm being coachable, but nothing is happening. Fifth was, I don't need 3-way calls. Sixth, I can only sell products. 7, I don't want to work from appointment to appointment, or I don't want to be pushy. 8, I don't have the right network, or I don't know enough people that'd be interested. 9, I don't want to be that person who people run from. 10, I don't have what it takes to be a leader. 11, this should be easier. 12, it's saturated where I live. Or 13, I will make mistakes, or I don't want to make mistakes. All right. Chapter 12, karma is.
Abby, I
What?
want to say, like you said something a while ago that made me think of this, but y'all, when you do have these thoughts, like if it is something that continues to just come up over and over, this is what your coach is for. This is what your sponsor is for. Like, go to them with this. Like, if you are really wanting to get past this, like they will help you. Don't sit there and just keep letting it come up and then just pushing it down, and just, it's going to continue to come up unless you figure out why you're feeling that way. So that is so important. Ask me how I know. So, all right, go ahead, Abby. I'm sorry.
I love that point. Yes, very, very good. All right, so chapter 12, karma is a beep.
I feel like we had a lot of beeps in these.
I know.
Two
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. So let's talk about how to treat others. We're shifting gears here now from our own selves to others, right? So let's talk about how to treat others, because believe it or not, how you treat others will get duplicated down. That could be good or bad. So first thing first is the golden rule. We all know the golden rule. I think we learned it in like kindergarten or first grade. Treat others as you want to be treated. And I also add in, think before you speak or act or send a message. So in the chat, I would love to hear from you guys. When you think about working with other people, what is one positive trait that you would love to pass down to your team? How do you want to be seen as a leader as working with other people? Honest, encouraging, positive, helping others, serving, encouraging, open-minded. Ooh, these are great. Outgoing, listener, encourager, caring, that you're there for them, uplifting, serving. Ooh, I love these. Empowering, helpful, love people well. Oh, these are great, you guys. Some that I thought of were kindness, generous, professional, respectful, patient, assuming the best instead of the worst.
All right.
Good customer service, being truthful.
I am, but I can talk for a minute. Stop.
I think it's, yeah, there you go.
Genuine. Yeah, I love all these. So, I've had quite a few people over the years thank me for being so patient with them, like product users ready to get started on their products. And that always makes me feel good, because I never want anyone to feel rushed or feel like I'm here just for a quick buck. I know the process, it takes time. And I've seen time and time again, people joining on their time. So it will happen. Just continue to, trust the process and respect their timetable, but continue to follow up. So then she says, what if you bump into others? So we want to make sure, you guys, this is really important, that we are being ethical in our business. We will end up running in some of the same circles or encountering people that our teammates are currently talking to. This has happened quite a bit on my team in the past. I've had lots of these discussions because I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10 people kind of in the same 30-mile radius that were growing their business at the same time. So it's going to happen. And, if someone comes to you and you just have this hunch, you have this gut feeling that they're working with someone else or that they were educated by somebody else, it's going to be important, guys, that we just do the right thing and we push them back to them. Okay, great. I'm so glad she shared with you about Plexus. Go and not buzz off, right? But like, okay, that's great. Yeah, I'm sure she can go and answer your questions, doing it in a kind and professional way, but push them back to that person. You might be tempted, I know I have before, to take that person for yourself because, oh my gosh, you need that 6th join to get the iPad and this is my 6th join, but you're going to feel bad about it, you guys, when there's this trouble caused because you took someone that just wasn't yours for the taking. So first off, you guys need to make sure you're asking good questions. If someone's coming to you about Plexus, oh, where did you hear about it? Where did you hear about this company? Have you heard about Plexus before? Oh, you had a sample. Who shared that with you? How did you get that sample? When did that person reach out to you? So asking good questions to figure out problem solving, right? Where did they get connected with Plexus? How did they get connected with Plexus? And so maybe you have someone coming to you that's saying, hey, I am just not willing to work with that person that first shared with me 10 years ago about Plexus. If that's the case, then that might be an opportunity for you to go ahead and work with that person. Or maybe that person's saying, hey, I cannot work with that person for some reason. And it's a recent thing, then you need to tell them to go and let that person know. You need to close that door. You don't want to keep that door open. That's going to cause confusion, anger, feelings. And then maybe that person says, well, they're fine. I don't need to message them. Probably not someone with integrity. Probably not somebody you want to spend time with. Been there, done that. So they've got to be able to go and confront people. They've got to be able to be honest. They've got to be able to make amends, communicate, do that sort of thing before you can move on with that person. So let's see. Okay, so maybe you are that person that someone's coming to and saying, hey, I've decided to go with somebody else. How should you react? How can you think of this situation in a leadership way? Ultimately, you guys, this is a people business. People are going to connect with certain people in a certain way and connect with some people more than others, and that's okay. Bless and release. You might have some feelings, bless and release. It wasn't meant to be. At the end of the day, it wasn't meant to be. There are more people coming. There are endless people out there looking for this opportunity and products, and they're coming. So just keep going. So, if this does, to kind of wrap up this, if this does meet the ethical criteria, you feel good about it, all doors are closed, then this is something you can go ahead and pursue. But if there's anything that doesn't feel right about it, you guys, I would just go with your gut, because that usually is going to lead you in the right direction. The second point she said was local schmocal. So you do not need to join a local team to be successful. I'm up here in Wisconsin, even though our main team, where Terry is, stems from down south. We're like completely across the map from each other. But that is the beauty of technology. We have got Zoom, FaceTime, Messenger, all the things we need to connect with people out there in an instant. You can do power hours together online. You can do online Zoom product events. You can do coaching calls through Zoom, maybe even just plan a trip to meet halfway. Is it nice to meet up with people face to face, do the brunch things? Absolutely. Would love to be there, but there will be times for that, convention, leaders retreat, all the things. And using my sister as an example, she's a military family, Air Force family. They're moving all the time. They just moved from Virginia to Florida a week ago. She's never had a set local team, and she's a diamond. So if she can do it, then you can absolutely do it too.
I've been had to fuss at my children twice. Okay. The next one is following meeting and event etiquette, y'all. So I remember when I first read this, this is something Christina has taught me from the very beginning. It doesn't matter the situation or who you're around. If it doesn't add value, then don't say it. And this is perfect time to talk about this because convention's coming up. And so there'll probably be a video made, or they might bring up the Act Right video before convention actually comes out, or before we go. But if you're out with friends eating dinner and there's people around you, maybe you think that you have your Plexus game off, you've turned it off. Don't, because they may just be one day, like whoever's at your table, if it's just a friend of a friend or whatever, like that could possibly be somebody who runs this business with you. And so if you're sitting here at the table gossiping, they're going to remember those things. So always know, like if you're around people, like always be careful in what you're saying. Like don't be the one gossiping. You don't want to leave a bad impression on people, even if they're not your Plexus people. I mean, especially if they're not your Plexus people, because anybody down the road can be your business partner. Got off track. Oh, okay. Thinking about team etiquette. is how to say it. Is it etiquette or etiquette? Etiquette?
Etiquette.
Yeah, that. If someone comes up to you, okay, this is especially going to a convention, or if like you're at any kind of event, leaders retreat, or I mean, tomorrow we're going to a beach day with some of the team, local team. If someone comes up to you and they start gossiping or asking, maybe, why did so-and-so leave Plexus? Why aren't they sharing? Y'all don't engage in those conversations. It is so tempting because the old Terry would be like, I don't know why, tell me. It is so tempting. But as a leader, like you are a leader, it is not out of line to say, I'm not really sure. And since I'm not their sponsor, we really shouldn't be talking about this, y'all. I'm telling you, Christina, she will straight say something like that. And I have had to do it many times. But that's the reason why we have such great team culture, is because Christina and Brittany have taught us this. Not tolerating any gossip. So as you build your team, continue to teach them the same thing, because before Plexus, y'all, I did gossip. I wasn't a gossiper, but if there was gossip around, I was listening. And so now it makes me cringe. Like I just cannot deal with it. So when I'm with our team, and I don't work, like if I'm at an event or training or whatever, and you got a whole room of 40 people, if I walk out, like I know that they're not talking about me. And that's what Christina and Brittany have created. That's the best feeling. How many times can you be in a group of 40 or 50 women and feel like that? That's not normal. I mean, it should be, but it's not. But that's what we have. And that's what we want to continue to have with our team too. So as we are going to convention or whatever y'all are doing, just keep that in mind. Like you're going to meet so many other teams. They don't have what we have. When I was at Jewel, when we were at our Jewel thing, when was that? It was last year sometime. Jewel training. Like I'm not saying there were tons of negativity. I think they just don't realize they're being negative. So if that happens, like if you're out at convention, like don't get sucked into that. If anything, turn it into a positive. I kind of got off my notes. Okay. Thinking about our business. The last point was don't make stuff up. Y'all, when you are prospecting someone about our products or this opportunity, be truthful. Be truthful. Don't tell them that they're going to feel brand new in 30 days. Don't tell them that they're going to lose 20 pounds this month because this other person did. That is highly unlikely, because that is what they want to hear, but that is not what we want. That's not true. Be open and honest with them about our products and how it takes time to heal our bodies. That I do not sign anybody up unless they commit to 3 to 6 months. I just don't, because I give them realistic expectations. Or, I mean, you end up with people quitting for one thing, if you aren't upfront with them about your business or your products. And it's the same thing goes with the business. When sharing the opportunity, don't make it out like it's easy. It is not. And I'll tell you, I did make it out like that at the very beginning, because it did feel easy because we were in crazy momentum, but I got a wake-up call on down the road that it was not easy. And it's not. It's simple, just like Abby said, but it's not easy. And if you ever share your income privately, and you should, don't be adding any zeros. Be truthful about it. I really don't think any of y'all do that, but it was in the book. And so I thought I would say it. And y'all, it's so funny. I cannot remember this, but it's been a few months ago. There was a picture going around that I won't even say who it was, but it was a picture I have seen from another company. And it was actually on a Plexus, nobody from our team, but it was on a Plexus post. But it was not even their results. Like that just blows my mind. I was like, wait a minute, that person is not on Plexus. That person lost it from these pictures. So don't doctor pictures up. Y'all, you can, I don't know if y'all know this, but they have these, Emily taught me this, but they have such good apps. Like you can drag your waist and make it smaller. Did y'all know that? Don't do these things. Like that is so, I mean, that's lying. So I really don't think y'all would ever do that. I have actually edited my bra strap off of a photo before. that was all right. But just be truthful, because we do have, with our company, we do need to protect that, the integrity of our company and our team. So just keep that in mind as you're growing your business, and as you are going to these events, don't be the one that is over in the corner gossiping. Always be the one adding value.
Yeah, that was so good, Terry. I love that. And, even just complaining too. I
Yes.
mean, complaining used to be so normal for me, and now I hope it's a lot better. But some people are just designed to go negative normally, and so you got to really pull that back and make sure you're holding your tongue, unless it's something, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. I really think that's from Bambi.
Yeah. And even if it's just about you, like I've never thought of myself as a negative person. I never really did. But Christina, she loves me. I know she told me just because she loves me, but she made me very aware. Like I was so negative about myself. Like I always was like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. Or maybe I might say I'm fat or whatever. She was like, you're being so negative, but it does affect the people around you. It's not, she wasn't telling me not to say it because I was being negative just about myself. It affects her. Like that is not adding anything to anybody around you when you're saying negative things, even if it's not about you or that person. Like it is not adding value. So definitely something I have learned.
Yeah. All right. Well, we covered a ton on this call. So I hope you guys take time to reflect. So your homework is the first part was I went through all of those, what was it, 12, 11? I don't know, 13, 20. I don't know. All those things. I think it was, I don't know, but all those things that I listed, and you guys wrote down the thought that you could identify, the unintentional thoughts. I really want you to take time to process through that, get your sponsor involved, let them help you out with that so you can move on, replace that with the truth. And the second part is, if you guys go to page 147, there's a little box there that says get in action. It says, over the next week, I challenge you to make a list of all the things you spend time doing for your business and the actual time you spend doing it. Getting into action, right? I think you'll be amazed where your time is going and where it's not going. Then take a red pen to all the things that don't fall into one of the above categories. And she's referring to the little asterisks up there. So the things you should be doing the most of in your business. I'll let you guys take a look at those. And then finally, schedule in the hard stuff. Dedicate time to reach out, talk to people about your business and your products, anything that you feel is hard, right? Have a face-to-face conversation, hold an event, go live, send business messages, whatever scares you, make time, schedule it in. I find that if I just go ahead and schedule it in quick, let someone know, yep, I'll be on that call, or yes, here's my event, then I don't have time to second guess it and get myself out of it. So just, putting in the hard things, I think, is an important piece of that. So that is your homework. And thanks everybody for being on tonight. I just love this time together. Terry, you did a great job.
Thank you. You always do too, Abby.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Chapters 13 and 14. You guys have a great night.
See y'all.
Bye.